Jerks, what is up today? Should I turn up my mic? My mic has been low. Let me check my mic. Let me take a look. I'll turn it up a little bit. I'll turn it up over here too. How is my mic today? Because last night I guess it wasn't too good. I'm gonna turn it way the hell up. I'll probably be too loud now. I just want to say what up, jerks. Happy Friday. I hope you're having a great day. I'm feeling good. We had the Howie Carr interview last night. That went pretty damn well. People seem to enjoy it. It was great to see Rich the Duck King up on there with Howie Carr last night. And the book, it sounded like a lot of you bought the book or you already bought the book. Some people bought it last night. Some people have already read the entire book. I'm still reading it. I'm still reading two books. I got Larry's book and I got Howie's book. So it was fun last night. I'm glad people are talking about it, good and bad. It's just fun. Really kind of enjoying life today, walking dogs, and I got sent this video today that I was just like, wow, we have to do a show. We have to, and it's about the person I've been speaking to about Robert Devine. And we had, I had talked about this person for a little while on my show, and some of the how she cried the other day on the telephone with me. And thoughts in my head is maybe have her on the show. Maybe we'll talk about it. But for me, I was kind of nervous, honestly, because I know this is a hard subject to bring on the air for her. Like I know how much kind of pain is there for her. And normally when I'm talking to someone or working on a story and a national outfit beats me to it, normally I get kind of aggravated, but on this one, I was actually like, "Oh my God, this is so perfect." Because she did it. She fucking crushed it last night. News Nation, Ashley Bell. Um, and we need to talk about Ashley because Ashley, some people got mad at her for holding the sign up against Brenda. I have to say, I love Brenda and Dennis Sweeney. I consider them friends. I really like them a lot. And Ashley did hold up that sign, but at the same time, I think they're going to work it out. I do. I think all of them are going to work it out. And if I need to be the one to bring them together, I will. But I don't think I'll need to do that actually. Uh, we're going to play the video. Ashley Bell last night on News Nation about Robert Devine. She finally got to tell the story about what happened with her, and it wasn't quite as bad as I thought, but it's still a mind fuck story. And it's so friggin' inappropriate. I was a school teacher. I was in similar position as this guy. And to hear what he did and said to her, so I'm glad Ashley got this out, and I'm glad we're gonna get to play it because she hit a home run. She did so good on this. She told everything about Robert Devine and her experience as a very young child. Yeah. The people who watched the videos, what did you think about Ashley? Do you think she did a good job? I thought she did a very good job on that last night. And standing up for Sandra too. We're gonna play the video. That's what this show is today. It's a quick show, but it's just gonna be about what we've been covering this Robert Devine thing and Ashley Bell, who like I said, I've been talking to her ever since she spoke at Town Select Board. And I remember Ashley, if I recall early on, we had some like messages back and forth, and I had no idea who she was. And I think she was very angry and mad at me. And it's funny because she'll still give me some critiques, which I can hear her. Like I like this woman. I do. I want the best for her. She's a mom. She's been through a lot. And when I saw her speak for the first time at the select board, I was like, holy shit, who is this Ashley Bell? We're gonna bring her up right now. This is News Nation.
Years before we all learned the name Sandra Birchmore, Ashley Bell was a member of the same Kids Explorers program in the Stoughton, Massachusetts Police Department. And while Sandra's experience was uniquely tragic, having ended up pregnant and murdered after years of being passed around by police officers, Ashley sees some pretty disturbing parallels in her experience with those cops. And Ashley Bell joins me now live. Ashley, thank you so much for talking to me tonight. I'm really sorry that we're getting together under these circumstances. It breaks my heart when I think about what Sandra went through. And now I'm reading about your background, and it's breaking my heart that you, as a 12-year-old, went through some pretty unnerving experiences. Let's just start with what it was like in that Explorers program. Can you walk me through it a little bit, what it was like for you, especially with Robert Devine heading it up?
Yeah. So, in the Explorers program, there were just a lot of blurred lines between mentorship and friendship, and, between authority figure and a guy you can swear in front of. Um, he had a regiment. We ran throughout the center of town, but then he would smack his wife in the ass in front of us and swear about his colleagues, and it was just we felt like adults in the program. It was just a little different.
An interesting, yeah, that's interesting that, like, you're 12 years old and he's speaking to you in your recollection as an adult, like you said, smacking his wife's butt in front of you guys. Was it the kind of thing that a lot of the girls in the program had crushes on him because he had this sort of, swagger among these little girls?
Honestly, there weren't many girls in the program when I was in it. I was in the first class. There was maybe one or two. There was one other girl. She liked him, but he was more. Girls with very, very troubled homes liked Rob Devine. Rob Devine surrounded himself with girls who admired him that also came from difficult homes. Not the girls that played sports with a mom and a dad that loved them. Let's just put it that way.
That to me is a red flag right there. And you can't always say it's like a red flag because sometimes like people kind of specialize in working with kids who are troubled, and they can be that kind of positive influence. But there's also a lot of predators out there that's exactly who they target. So
That way.
Tell me about the basketball games. I think you refer to them as touchy-feely basketball games. Give me an idea of what you mean by that.
I always want to be clear, he never touched us in inappropriate spots, but it was just maybe not the greatest thing to do as a 30-year-old man alone in a gym with a bunch of 12 and 13-year-olds. It was just a lot of bumping and grabbing big bear arms around you, as a in limerence over him at the time. I loved it. I didn't know.
So as a 12-year-old, you develop a crush on Rob Devine, as you call him, but he should have been Officer Devine.
Right,
I get it, Rob Devine. He should have been Officer Devine to 12-year-olds, but he's a resource officer. He's really involved, right? He's running the DARE program. He does the open gym after school. He seems to be very involved in all aspects of school. So if you're developing this crush, is he doing anything to stanch that or back you off and set you straight? Because he's a...
This is the big question right here. Because I got to say, I was a school teacher. And there was 1 year, mostly I was a substitute teacher. I bounced around trying to get a full-time job. But I was coaching. I was a high school, wrestling coach, assistant coach, and then had a head coach at the high school I went to. And when I was coaching at my old high school as the head coach, the last year of that coaching, I had a full 1 year maternity leave I was covering. So I was like basically hired for 1 year, but didn't have a job the next year. And so I was there every day at the same school with the same kids and also coaching the boys on the wrestling team, and a couple girls actually. They didn't last, but we did have a couple girls that wrestled for a little bit. Um, so basically, I was there every day, and I was a young school teacher. I'm the wrestling coach. There were a couple girls in high school, ninth graders, who treated me like that, who acted like I was some type of rock star or something, and they would sometimes scream my name. They would say, "Mr. Crawford," and it would honestly, I would so discourage it to the point where I was being like, "I'm gonna call your parents and you're gonna get suspended." You're like, "Stop it!" Like that's how you're supposed to handle shit like that. You're supposed to discourage it completely. You're not supposed to hug the kid, and those are the kids I stayed away from.
In his 30s.
Absolutely not. I walked straight up to his face and I handed him a handwritten love letter at 12 years old. And he felt stoic, I think. He didn't, I told my 12-year-old daughter what I did, and she was mortified. She goes, "Oh my God, Mom, did he take you to guidance?" I go, "No, no, he didn't take me to guidance. He didn't tell anyone. He put it in his back pocket, and, there was no oversight."
So he wasn't trying to dissuade you from this massive crush that you had. Again, at age 12, was there something that he did to encourage it? Like, I'm just trying to find the balance here. Was he doing something to make you? He certainly wasn't discouraging it, but was he doing things to encourage it?
Yeah, I mean, it should have prompted him to set a boundary, and there was no boundary. It was blurred. It was come to open gym. It was happy to see me. It wasn't there should have been a line drawn immediately. This 12-year-old
Totally.
girl is a little crazy. Let's bring in some other
Right.
adults. It was the
Yeah.
opposite of that. It kind of
It was the
basked in
opposite.
the admiration.
Basking in the admiration of a 12-year-old girl, which is so gross. I mean, you think about it, you're a
Yeah.
mom too.
Sick. It's absolutely sick. Think about that. Getting off on it. 12 years old. Somebody that needs your help and support. Someone that's relying on you. When I said there were those experts, because there are certain teachers in school, special ed, different teachers that kind of specialize on the troubled kids. But I don't see him as being an expert because he's handled everything wrong. An expert wouldn't be doing the things that he was doing. They wouldn't be getting off on it.
So am I. So
Real weird.
walk me through the time at 12 years old, you're doodling. And I think we've got some of the pictures from your scrapbook from when you were a kid. You've been making all these doodles like, "I'm Robert Devine's girlfriend," with the initials together. Like, here we are. I am RCD's girlfriend. RCD forever. Real love doodles of a little girl.
Yeah.
What happened when you found out that he was getting married? He was engaged.
Um, it was almost like he hid it from me. Weird also. But yeah, the day I found out, I mean, I was weeping. It was a huge heartbreak for me. I didn't even know he had a girlfriend. I'm 12 years old. I shouldn't have known that anyways. Um, so I found out he was getting engaged, or he was engaged, and I just wept, and I couldn't even handle it. And he clearly noticed and knew why, and he wanted to solve it. He wanted to fix it. So I call it the closet incident. I was not sexually assaulted at all, but he brought me into this gym closet. And
Say Ashley Banfield, News Nation. This is a great interview. She does a great job. That's the other reason I'm so glad she did it. If she's got to only do it once, do it on national TV, nail it, have a woman interview her like Ashley Banfield. This was perfect. And number two, this is the part right here that Ashley Bell was very upset and crying about the other night to me on the video call. And I saw it in her eyes. Not the other night. It was during the day. I was walking a dog actually. When she called me, it was about this part right here because we just watched it all, right? Robert Devine was not honest about this, what happened. What Ashley's going to tell this is what I love about this. This dude got to lie. Ashley gets to tell the truth on national television.
It's funny. He remembers how the door always was with the desk and the chair, but it's weird because he definitely closed that door. I'll never forget that day. He closed the door, not fully. He pushed it back with his hand, and it was open about this much, but it was closed. And then he brought me behind a wall where you could not see from the doorway. So he said that, and that's wrong. He lifted me up. He put me on a desk. He kissed me on the forehead. He gave me a big old hug. And I was 12 years old, and he looked me dead in the eye, and he said that I was a knockout. Now, he remembers saying, we got a big age gap. You know that. And I actually forgot he said that, and my heart sunk when I heard him say that in the testimony. So he remembers that, but he doesn't remember calling me a knockout, and that when I'm 18, I need to come find him because he's going to take me out. That's what he told me at 12 years old, sitting on a desk.
On the day that you're apoplectic, you're in tears because you find out that the crush that you have on him is dashed. He's now going to get married, and he takes you into a back closet, shuts the door, picks you up, puts you on a desk, kisses you on the head, hugs you, and says, you're a knockout, but there's an age gap. And when you're 18, I'll essentially come back for you, and we'll be together?
Yep, he said that. He said that. Alone in a closet to me.
Okay, that's...
I was crying.
That is just super appalling. Again, I need to remind our viewers, if you're just tuning in, Ashley Bell is with me. She was 12 when...
This interviewer, thank God she did this. This was so well done. This is perfect. Absolutely perfect interview. Ashley Banfield with Ashley Bell telling the real story. This friggin' creep. Wait till you're 18. That is so sick. Yeah, and Ashley is helping. That's the big thing for her on this. She's helping Sandra. Oh. I was happy that it happened this way. Usually, in the past, I would have been upset, like, "Oh, the National, they scooped the story. I wanted her on," but I was kind of freaking. I was like, "How?" One of my mods had suggested Sam Benigno do it with me because she's like trained in this stuff, and I was considering that as well. But now I'm glad. I'm glad. Maybe the first and only time she does an interview, it's perfect. She did it. We can play it. If she feels more comfortable in the future, she can always come here. She knows that. But I'm just so glad how well this turned out for her. And News Nation, I'm very happy about this. This is like, we'll continue to play it, especially after when she called me, because she needed to get this out.
She says this happened. So now talk to me about the love letter that you wrote to him, because at this point you're now visiting him at the police station, like you're a regular visitor there, and you take a love letter to him to the police station. Walk me forward from there and tell.
Let me just answer one question too. I just got here. Is the young lady on the right? Well, let me read this a little closer. I just got here. Is the young lady on the right also a victim of Devine, but just came forward to offer info on him? In terms of public discussion, I think this is the first time she's been public in the media doing this. I know for a fact she has been speaking about this to people. that she's had conversations with people in the media and especially law enforcement. That's all I'm going to say on that. She has cooperated. She has fully cooperated. So it's not really the first time that people have known about her in the background, and especially the law enforcement circles. They have talked to her. Trust me on that. But in terms of speaking in public, I think this may be the first time. And this is hard for her. This is not like this is, yeah. You don't know how you're going to come off. And it's not straight laced. You know what I mean? Like, it's one thing if someone actually touched you. You know, she was touched, but not like section, not completely. How do I say this? You know what I'm saying? There's a gray area here, right? He can easily play the gray area, but it's sick. It's what he did is sick. And it's a mind f. That's really what this is, right? And it's abusive. And someone that needed support, and then she sees what happened with Sandra. So this was. I am so glad for this interview. Can you tell?
Tell me what happened next.
Okay, so the first love letter was about the first week of school in September. The second love letter happened well after the closet incident, which he somehow combined the two. So, liar. So the second love letter, I wrote a rough draft, and
I don't want to keep stopping it, but I think this comment is really good to keep it in perspective. This is why I didn't want to put any pressure on Ashley to come on my show at all. I'm there for whatever she needs. She said, Starn 8T says, every time a victim shares their story, they are re-traumatized. And that is the truth.
left it in my room, and I went to the police station. I handed him the final copy. I handed the disc, whoever was behind the desk, I don't know who, a man. And I said, can you put this in Rob Devine's, and he went and put it in the office because Devine wasn't in. And it must have been the next day. My mother found my rough draft in my room, and she was not happy. I think she found it when I was in school. And she didn't tell me what she did, but I heard her talking to my father, eavesdropping, and she said she stormed in there. She said, what is this? My rough draft. And he kind of like stuttered, and he pulled my copy out of his trash. And my mother was so upset because he didn't tell anyone about it. He just went, threw it right in the trash. So, I mean, this is 2001, 2002. So, I mean, my mother tried her best. She yelled at him, and that was pretty much it with that second love letter. And then I joined the Explorers very shortly after that.
But shockingly, he never made any comment to your parents or to counselors or anybody that maybe this little girl who's 12 needs a little help. She's got a fixation on me. No mention to anyone. Let me ask you this, and this is a tough question, Ashley. When you learned of Sandra Birchmore, and you learned that she was in the Explorers group, and you learned that she had taken her own life only to be discovered that she didn't take her own life, she was murdered, what was your reaction?
When I first found out about it, honestly, I couldn't sleep. I will say I couldn't sleep. I cried. It was almost like puzzle pieces came together, and I was shocked and disgusted and nauseous, but I almost wasn't surprised that it was the Farwells, and Devine was even involved a little. And I thought she had killed herself. At the time, and I thought that was the most tragic thing I had ever heard in my life. Like I said, I couldn't sleep because, once I read the details, her and I started out exactly the same way. Exactly. I know exactly how that girl felt. I know exactly how she felt. And she, I moved. I was lucky I moved. But she really bore the brunt. She bore the heavy weight of it, and she, cost her life. And I see exactly how that
Ashley.
happened. I was her.
I I cannot thank you enough for being so candid with us tonight over something that's obviously traumatic, and I'm really appreciative of you telling your story. Thank you so much for this.
Thanks a lot. I was just really upset to see his testimony and how much he lied. And he's a weasel coward. And I know he's not going to see this interview. Thanks for having me, though.
Well, he may. He may very well see it.
Yeah.
Again, I appreciate you. I appreciate you telling your story tonight. I do need to say this. I have to state again that Robert Devine is not facing any criminal charges in connection with Sandra Birchmore's death, but the overseers found his behavior deplorable enough to boot him from the force, even though he decided to retire before they could officially do so.
It was a great interview. That was fantastic. I'm gonna read this comment. Sharing their stories in a healthy, supportive environment can reduce post-traumatic stress. Not talking reinforces the trauma and stress responses. Ashley doing this on her terms can be beneficial. Exactly. I agree 100%. And I think when she's, ready, that's the key. Like any victim, you don't know when you're ready, right? Like that's the thing. You got to you can't pressure them. And there's a difference between talking privately and publicly. Publicly is a much more stressful, especially when you're on national television or a live show like the Young Jerks where anything can happen. There's a lot of stress there. So I know that she talks to people. She's talking to me. I know she has some other friends too. So I just hope this whole community rallies around Ashley and supports her because what she did was very brave and she's a very real one. I'm going to tell you, I know a little bit about her now and she is as real as you can be. So she was incredibly brave. Big thing. Well, Vario says I can't do enough. I know that's the way I feel, right? What else more can we do? Whatever we can, you know? I get that too. If people need to go because it's too traumatic, this kind of discussion, I totally get that. Probably should have put some kind of warning on it. But I think anytime we're talking about Sandra Birchmore, Robert Devine, any of these topics, I think people know at this point. There's a comment. Mama Bia says Ashley Bell is an anti Karen Reed who happened to have the unfortunate experience with the disgusting Divine. Don't tell Brenda, harassed by Bell, what she's going to do. I was raped at 14. Don't act that way. I'm not telling Brenda what to do. I don't think anybody said that. I don't think anybody said that. I think what I said is I have a feeling they're going to work it out. And I know all these people and I like them all. And I think that's what Brenda is like one of the top uh, Canton citizens that shows up to town hall, select board meetings and speaks. She's very strong. She's a great speaker. She's pro Karen Reed. And Ashley showed up at a select board meeting and held a sign up against Brenda. And I get people aren't gonna forgive her for being anti Karen Reed, but it is what it is, you know. I'm not black and white, especially for someone like her. She didn't she didn't do a lot of the crazy stuff that other people did, right? I feel like Karen Reed isn't really thinking much about Ashley Bell. Not worried about that at all. I bet Karen Reed actually has some sympathy for Ashley Bell if I had to bet. And I bet Brenda does too. And I don't know, I haven't talked to Brenda about this, but I know these people and I know that they're all like aces. Like Brenda and Dennis are like the best people. Yeah, exactly. You can be anti Karen Reed and still be a brave child victim. And I don't think Ashley really cares actually about Karen Reed. Like, I think she just doesn't want to hear about it. I think that she thinks people should be focusing more on Sandra Birchmore. And again, I'm putting words in her mouth. This is just my opinion. I don't really know, but I just have that feeling. My girlfriend just walked in. What's up? And shamed her? I got someone sat in trouble over here with me today. It's funny. I had to turn off my. I muted myself on purpose, people. But I gotta go anyways. I'm about to wrap up my show here. Girlfriend walks in, start in trouble with me. I don't know. I think I need a lock on this studio. I don't have time for that today. All right. I believe Ashley Bell too. That's the most important thing. Do you believe Ashley Bell? Let's just put this in the chat. If you believe Ashley Bell, put a one. If you believe Robert Devine, put a two. That's what I want to see. That's all that matters today, right? I'm a one. I'm like every single one I can put up for Ashley Bell. Do you believe in Ashley Bell, what she said? Or do you believe in Robert Devine and what he said? So far, all I'm seeing ones. Yeah. That's really what matters here. Ashley Bell telling the hard truth. And I'm going to support her in that truth. There we go. Look at all these ones. Everyone's got a one. And most of you I'm noticing are all women. So the women are they believe Ashley Bell. All of you. I can't even put them up. There's so many of ones coming in. I haven't seen. I'm looking for a two. Is there a two yet? There's no twos. Everything's a one. Love it. See, that's what's important here. I can't even click them fast enough, folks. Look at all the. Oh, is this Ashley here? She says I'm not pro Albert because someone accused her of being pro Albert. She grew up with them, you know. She knows these people, but I don't think Gary. She's speaking for herself here. I believe this is her. She says I'm not pro Albert, you idiot. I love her. I love her. God bless Ashley. Go Ashley. So there you go. If that's Ashley Bell, which I believe it is, because she said she's going to be watching, she is not pro Albert. There you go. And we all support her in the chat. We all believe her. It's all ones. I haven't seen one, two yet. Everyone's a one, right? Yeah, and I see a lot of this. We support Ashley. Yeah, I love Ashley. Tell him Ashley. Ashley. I'm gonna go give my girlfriend a hard time because she interrupted my show when in the middle of my spiel to do no what? I think she's trying to tease me. And I'm doing the coverage that she was suggesting for so long. She's like, you need to do more on Sandra Birchmore and these victims. And I'm doing it, and she interrupts me. So I'm gonna go give her a hard time now. All ones. It's all ones in the chat. Yes, it doesn't matter. Exactly that too. That's the other thing too. You know, and if we're all a little nicer to her, you know, and understanding, and she did great. Like that was such a good interview. I love. It's funny. Ashley did an interview with an Ashley, right? Is that right? Do I have that right? Ashley Banfield. That was like perfect. And she's like a lawyer and shit. Like that was like and it got everything in. It was so that was such like I am so impressed by both of them in that interview. Kind of made my Friday, made my day. It's like, oh yes, I don't have to be the first one to try to break this story, and it just came out so good. And Ashley needed that. Yeah, he seemed pretty, and especially after we just watched him be so misleading. We just finished his testimony yesterday, right? I'm at this point. I'm just reading all your comments with my one good eye. That's the other thing. I need to go. I need to call the eye doctor. They were supposed to call me back to schedule the surgery. I haven't heard from them. It's been like, I don't know, I bet 10 days now since that last meeting. I gotta get on that too. So I'm gonna go. That's all I wanted to do today. I just wanted to do the Ashley Bell interview, watch it, and support Ashley. I haven't read the IA papers yet. No, I haven't. I'm kind of behind on some things. It's a lot to try to keep up with right now. Yeah, that's the thing, right? All ones. We're seeing a lot of ones on in the chat. What's up? And for the people that are watching on replay later, I love when you put your ones up. So the people that are watching in the comments and the replay later tonight or tomorrow, put your ones up. You can still make those comments. I also want to say Monday night, 6 p.m. Robbie Roadsteamer coming in. It's gonna get a little wild in here. Maybe he might. Who knows what he might do to me on Monday night? Might be a Robbie Roadsteamer takeover. My show name. He may destroy me. You never know what Robbie's gonna do on a show. Yes, if you didn't see it, go watch it from the beginning. Oh, really? Something happened with Kelsey? Hmm. I haven't heard anything. Let me check my texts. Oh, someone's calling. What's going on now? Hold on. Missed call. Wait, maybe I'm missing something. Because we're waiting for the SJC. That's what I'm wondering. Maybe he's talking about that, but I'm wondering. Oh, Ashley saying put me on. You want to come on now, Ashley? I could. You know what? All right. Hold on. Ashley wants to come on. So why not do it? Well, if she wants to come on right now, we'll do it. It'll take me a second to email myself the link that I can then text you over the link. Actually, you know what? Do I have you on Twitter? Let me just see. I think I do. You know what I'm going to do right now, Ashley? So I'm just going to post the link. If you want to pop on, I'll post it in the StreamYard right now. I mean, post it in the chat. So you can click on that StreamYard link. I don't want to. I don't want to take calls from really anyone else except maybe my buddy Jesus, or who I already sent the link to if he's around, and Ashley if she wants to call in. StreamYard in. So that's the link for Ashley, and I'll also text it over. I'll copy it from the YouTube chat if you're not watching. I copy it. Let me copy it. It won't let me copy it. Hold on. Just sent her a text with the link too. We'll see if she wants to come up. I'm not sure if she's been asked to testify, but I know that she has talked to law enforcement. I don't know. The censorship did our mods make some moves that I didn't see today? I don't know. I really haven't been paying attention to the any negative comments today. Like I haven't done anything. My mods are usually pretty fair to people. I feel like they don't do things without a reason in almost every case I see. So I don't know. There we go. See, some people say, "Oh, censorship of Ashley." I get it. Thank you, Jamie, for clarifying. Yeah, no, if she wants to come on, I'd love to have her on. I just don't want to stress her out. Oh, she made a negative comment. I see. They deleted one of her comments. Oh man. Well, I'm gonna give my moms a break on that one. Hopefully, Ashley's not mad at me about it. I don't know if they even knew it was her. There we go. She's coming up. Hey, Ashley, how you doing?
Hey, how are you?
You good? How you doing?
I'm doing well. Doing well. Best I can. Let me step out.
I mean, our chat today is very proud of what you did. Were you watching that? Did you see the comments?
I was watching it late. I tried not to look at the comments, but it's probably the first time that everyone wasn't making up crazy, insane lies and rumors about me. But yeah, well, I'm going back in.
You're getting a lot of love. I'm even putting the comments on there's
Eh,
like one Ashley
not really.
love. We support you, Ashley. In our chat today, you are.
You know, it's so weird. People are like, oh, she was mean to Rita. What? Do you guys have any idea what that woman said about me? Anyways, um, yeah, yeah, it's been crazy, but it
What
is
do you
what it
want to
is.
what do you want to say about everything right now? Anything you want to share with us that you want to get off your chest?
There was a lot of things that I wasn't able to cover and say. Um, One being, uh, um, you know, the day that I call it the closet incident. After that happened, um, the Farwells followed me out the door, and
Who did
they
Farwell?
what?
Who followed you out the door?
Matt and Billy,
Okay.
and they felt so bad for me. They embraced me, they hugged me, and they were sweet boys. I'm gonna say right now, they were sweet boys. Um, and they sent me on my way. I walked home in the rain, crying. But yeah, I'll never forget that day. Um, yeah, There's a lot more that I wasn't able to speak about on that show. And the reason why I popped on that show is because of how absolutely fucking disgusted I was at the lies Rob Devine said at that hearing. That man is a total, complete piece of shit weasel. He lied about everything. Um, it's just sick. It's sick what he did in front of his lawyer. He embarrassed his lawyer, and he lied.
It must have felt good to be on national TV to tell the truth.
And I never planned to, but when I watched that video, which I never intended to watch, and I purposely told myself I was not going to watch it, but someone I respect very well and love said, "You're a big part of part 6," and I, you know me, I popped right on. I was like, "What is it?" I thought for sure he wasn't going to remember me. I thought he was going to pretend he didn't remember. Not only that, he remembered details that I didn't even remember. So I know damn well that he knows he's a fucking liar.
And the details, did he remember that you didn't?
When I heard him say the age gap comment, my jaw dropped because it took me right back. It actually I hate to say this word, it triggered me. I could not believe he remembered that. He remembered how the door was, how the chair and the desk was in front of the door. What else did he say? He remembered the closet in explicit detail. That closet's gone. The gym's destroyed and gone. It's redone. I cannot believe that he thought he could get away with leaving out the fact that he called me a knockout and a hottie. I was 12 years old, obsessed. So he's obviously a fucking scumbag who, I've actually talked to a lot of Canton cops about him back well over a decade ago, because what I did was I would ask everyone about him. I would say, "Oh, you know Rob Devine? Do you know Rob Devine?" Every single person would call him bad names. Let's just put it that way. I won't say the word out loud. F starts with an F. He was not respected. And that came out in his career, in his professional career, and what he did. So,
Well, with how many issues he had with the other police officers in his own department. What about law
one more thing.
enforcement?
I
Because
want to say
I
one
know.
more important
Oh,
thing.
go ahead.
I told authorities this when they called me and they wanted to know. And I'll never forget this because I thought I was his special girl. I had numerous girls coming up to me, threatening me and warning me not to talk to him anymore. And these are girls that were 13 and 14 years old. Some of them are dead, by the way.
Shit.
A lot of girls in his car, and I would see it, and my fucking week was ruined. I'll never forget. And girls watching, they know the feeling when you're upset about a guy and you're jealous. They don't forget it. I'll never ever forget it. A lot of girls, a lot of young girls in his car. Okay, a lot of them. And I'll never forget the girls coming up to me and saying, "Don't talk to Officer Devine ever again." I'll never forget it. And I thought for sure, I never wanted to come out and talk about it. I told my friends and family, everyone knew I did not want to come out and talk about it. But I knew there were others, so I said, I'll be the one, because I was absolutely disgusted with what happened to that Sandra girl. And whatever. No one else came out, but it's kind of a Stoughton cultural thing where everyone keeps quiet in Stoughton, and I get that because cops, you can't trust cops because they're class traitors. You can't trust them, but it is what it is.
You said that was my next question about the authorities. Who did you speak to about this, like in terms of law enforcement?
So I spoke to John Fanning, about it. This was in 2022 before I realized. I mean, I don't know. I don't know about Fanning. Is he a scumbag? I don't know. He's a cop. So I spoke to Fanning about it. I spoke to 2 PIs about it. And then I talked to the FBI was contacting me. I thought it was about Karen Reed, so I ignored them. But about 6 months later, they called me again, and I answered. And next thing you know, I'm meeting with Sinead Castrata, who is amazing. And her investigation report is so thorough and so disturbing. So I told her everything. There's a lot more that obviously I didn't cover on that show, and that was my first public appearance speaking about it. And I never, I was always so terrified of Sandra's family thinking I was centering myself, because I'm not centering myself. I never want to. It's Sandra who everyone needs to focus on. I just wanted more girls to come out and show everyone what a fucking bastard this guy is. I hope they do, because I know there's more. I know there's more.
They do. I think you're leading on that. I'm glad you called in today. It's good to kind of just get it out there,
Yeah.
and that was phenomenal last night. It was unbelievable, Ashley. Did we lose her? I think we lost her, unfortunately. Oh, we still got you in audio, maybe. Wow. I'm just speechless, folks. If you have any further questions you want to ask Ashley right now, let us know in the chat. I was not expecting her to call in today. I'm glad she did. This is like her second interview. Last night was her first major. Today we had her in here. Another thing, I don't know if that was probably my next question. Because she, like she mentioned a couple of our friends that she had some issues with, but she's also got crap from the anti people too. I know that. There was one guy specifically. She's been harassed by other folks too. Yeah, the other victims, exactly. That's why she spoke out, right? That's why she was here today. You could dial back in. Let me remove her, and maybe she can click back out, click back in if she's still watching. But I think she said enough today. And I just want her to enjoy the rest of her day and not be stressed out. This is a lot. And she did phenomenal. Just last night and today. Wow. Kind of speechless, folks. I hope people share this around after the stream ends, or even now if you can. Tell people to watch it because it's great to hear from Ashley and hear that she had talked to the FBI and she talked to John Fanning. I don't know if that was out. That we broke that right now, right? That's breaking news. She talked to Fanning. She talked to the Mass State Police, two private detectives. I actually want to get more info on that one. Like, who are these private detectives? Were they working for the family? Who were they working for? That's interesting. Who were the two PIs working for? And then she talked to the feds. And it seems like the feds are all over this. I think we'll be talking to Ashley maybe more in the future, maybe. We'll see. Like I said, I don't want to put too much pressure on her at all. But if she can do this, I think it would be helpful to her too, in a way. So I like the idea. Well, one of my mods, Sherry suggested Sam Bigning. I don't want to say her name. Sam B, I'm going to call her. She's got that show, she's trained in this stuff. Maybe I think that might be a good place for her to talk to. Mm. All right, I'll definitely be back on Monday night, 6 p.m. with Robbie Road Steamer, and I got a lot more shows planned. Trust me, I'm working on some things right now. Working on the programming again. All right, I want to thank a few people who have sent Venmos both last night and today that I didn't get to thank. Oh, Karen D just sent another $10. She's now a frequent Venmoer of mine. She just sent $10 and said thank you again. Let me get to the full transactions. Hold on a second. And another friend that's a regular friend of the show also said, please don't read on your show. I can't. I don't want my name out there. But great show last night with Howie. So, and they sent a very good donation. So I'm not blowing their cover. That was basically what it was. They just didn't want me to read their name, but I wanted to thank them. Very nice donation. Very much appreciate, and lots of love to that person who sent $50 last night. Some good donations last night as well. We had that $100 one too. That was a funny one. All right. I think we're good. I think we're done. I think Ashley just sent me a message too. Let me see what that says. What's she? What is she getting? Uh, I think we're good. Ashley's got to run anyway, so sure we'll talk soon. All right, I'm gonna talk to you all soon. Monday night at 6 p.m. Definitely. Hopefully, Robbie Road Steamer. Please like and subscribe and follow and all that, and make sure you hit the notification bell on that next big show, which is 6 p.m. on Monday. Who knows? We may do some shows in between. We're working on a lot over here. All right, I'll see everyone soon. Have a great night. Bye now. Peace. Thank you to my mods. Thank you to all my super chatters. Thank you for everyone who's watching and commenting. Another super chat. Yeah, Marie sent 4.99. Said, "I wish other victims would contact you, even anonymously, and tell their story or tell their side." Totally, I'm open to that. My email address for any victims is on my Twitter account at the Young Jerks if they're open to that. But I think a lot of times the victims have to have a level of trust and know who you are. So maybe some of them are start watching us, get to know us a little bit. I'm trying to figure out this comment here. I'll put it up. Very good show with Howie, Mike. This is from Andy School. I appreciate unique qualities in each individual as long as they're not upsetting me. Not cool to make audiences feel helpless. Mike not doing this. Are we making, like, I'm not sure what you mean by that. Like, by covering this, you think we're making you feel helpless? I'm kind of confused by the comment. I think we're trying to bring light, sunshine, exposure, truth, justice for victims. I don't, if that makes you feel helpless, I'm sorry. It's not making me feel helpless. It makes me feel like we're actually helping. Maybe I'm misinterpreting. I'm not sure what you're trying to say. Hi, Angie. Angela. Good to see you. Oh, help. I see. I still don't understand what you're trying to say. I don't. You're gonna have to explain it a little differently, I think, Andy. Oh, now he's saying thanks. So, all right. I think we're cool. Maybe I don't know what's going on. I'm not mad at anyone though. And I don't think anyone's mad at me. Oh, okay. So he agrees. Thank you, Andy. Or she. I'm not sure if it's a he. Thank you, Andy. That's all I'm going to say. Andy said you are helping. Yes, misinterpreting. Okay. I do that a lot. Do you guys know that one of my mods, you know how they change the screen handles? She was saying something about somebody else in the chat, like telling the, and I thought she was talking about me. And then I went nuts on her, and then I realized after the show was over, it was M. They were all laughing at me in the chat, like in the moderation chat. I was like, so sometimes that happens. I misinterpret. It's hard when you're seeing all these messages. Sometimes you don't know what people are talking about or referring back to. And thank you, Andy, for sticking with me. Oh, the decision stuff. Yeah, we're not. Yeah, that stuff. Yeah, about the creator differences. I get. I'll say one thing about it. Like this is more like a personal issue between me and somebody else who we were. I felt like we were friends. I think they felt like we were friends, and it just sucks. And I get it. And for me, I got mad. I did get mad for a few days. And I'm sorry I kind of put people in that position. If they feel like I did, I get it. Believe me, I get it. And I'm not gonna continue on that. Like I will never have TDS or whatever they call it. I'm not. That's not me. You know. It just is what it is. It happened. It's really not my issue. Time to move on, you know? And so that's what I'm doing. Yeah. I hope the best for everybody. I do. And I get why people are mad on every side of it. I'm gonna go. I hope we all have a good Friday night. I'll see you soon. Bye. Thank you, Ashley Bell, for calling in too. You kicked ass last night. You kicked ass today. Thank you, Ashley Bell. And thank you to almost everybody in our chat. I will see you soon. Have a great night, everyone. Bye.